Alright, hello, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Okay, when I last left off, we named the club, and did all that. Now we have to go up here and get my gun back. Let's see, do I have any... I do have a skill point. Let's see. I'll take an empathy. And let's see. That and... -1 morale. I do have a bunch of beer. Here, let me, where is it? Wait, can I not take the... Oh, do I already have the, like, an effect on? Oh, I think I already took a beer recently.
Put your hands where I can see them.
The pigs. The aging woman, under a mountain of police paraphernalia, mumbles to herself, then notices you and reaches for the megaphone.
Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now! Show me your hands! Right now!
Scavenged battery-powered lights. Police lights protrude from the back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand. Interfacing. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
Half-light. You shouldn't be here. Something's very wrong with her. She's completely out of control. Wait, what should we do, Kim? Raise your hands. Easy, ma'am. Take it easy. It's just a standard flashlight, ma'am. Calm down.
Failure to comply. Suspect is displaying aggression. Officer, under duress! Officer, under duress! I am the police. Don't move. Don't move. Hands on your head. Suspect is armed and dangerous.
I am not moving. Ma'am, I need you to calm down. We just want to talk.
Suspect is on the loose. Suspect at large. Officer, administer street justice at our own peril. That one extra lick with a baton or extra knee strike above was what was actually required. Suspect is under control. Suspect is under control.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
Composure. The situation looks bad. Calm yourself. Steady your breathing. Rhetoric. Well, you'll have to go for the gun sooner or later. Perhaps you can learn crucial facts before you do. We can solve this peacefully. Please lower the weapon. Please identify yourself, ma'am. You're not the police. We are the police. And hand-eye coordination. Time to get my gun. 28%. +1. This is the pigs. Doesn't look good. Let's deal with this later. Please identify yourself.
It's the goddamn police shitbag. Hug the pavement.
Perception sight. As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampules and pockets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on her back. Medicine or drugs? Suggestion. She thinks she's a police officer. Try treating her like a police officer. A lower-ranking police officer. We can solve this peacefully. Please lower the weapon, Officer Pigs. W. Freighter Harrier Dubois. That's, requesting your sidearm for inspection. Hold out your badge. Are you on drugs?
Confiscated contraband. Restricted access. 2 kilos missing. Eyewitness report compromised.
I don't think she's on drugs. Being off drugs might actually be the problem here.
We can solve this peacefully. Please lower your weapon. Let's see. You're not the police. We are the police.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Status unconfirmed!
Me? Back up? More like a fuck up. I'm with the Rat Squad. Lieutenant W. Freighter Harrier Dubois, 41st Precinct. This is my partner, Lieutenant Kutsaragi from the 57th.
No. I thought Mr. Moran. Gareth. Aggravated assault! Man down! Officers in pursuit!
What's the situation, officer?
Law enforcement compromised! Impersonating a police officer!
Does she not believe you two are actually police officers? Wait, what if she's right and I actually am an imposter? Yeah. I'm in full RCM lieutenant's uniform and look at my partner, we're cops alright. We really are cops. Look, white rectangles. We really are cops. Look at my badge. Take out your badge and show her. Hey, you're the one impersonating a police officer.
License and registration! License and registration! Come in, dispatch! Sector! Azimuth!
Rhetoric. It's not a code, just disjointed words. Half-light. She's losing it. One twitch and there will be blood. This is W. Freighter Harrier Dubois.
What?
She lowers the megaphone and stares at the gun in her hand. Patrol officer, you're in gross violation of the RCM Code of Conduct. Just lower the gun, officer. That's right, pigs. Give me the gun. It will be all right. It's mine.
Sir?
She hesitates, looking around in confusion. The 3-barreled pepper box wavers in her hand. In this moment of hesitation, she almost doesn't seem disturbed, but like someone suddenly waking from a deep sleep. Patrol officer, I have to sign you up for a disciplinary hearing. Slowly shake your head. Please, just give me the gun. It's okay, ma'am. Everything's gonna be alright. Her eyes fill with tears. Then suddenly, she slams the megaphone against her lips and teeth, blood gushing down her chin. But she doesn't notice it.
Officer compromise! Unlawful impersonation! Pigs en route! Engage your will!
Suggestion. Okay, she's actually more agitated now. My bad. We can solve this peacefully. Please lower your weapon.
Officer in need of assistance! Suspect at large! Get on the ground!
Ma'am, please. We want to help you, but you need to lower that weapon.
Let's just talk, alright? That's it, you're under arrest. Blow her away, Lieutenant.
Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly force. Sector, take the shot! Big red key! Big red key!
Encyclopedia, Big Red Key, that's code for the battering ram. Cop Doc, you know this. Hand-eye coordination, time to get my gun. 28%. Doesn't look good, let's deal with this later. Leave.
We can't leave.
Just can't leave yet.
Civilian is pointing firearm at us. Your firearm. You need to solve this.
Well, this is it. Failure. Hand-eye coordination. She's frantic, confused, teetering under all that gear. Under all that gear. There's an opening. If you just move fast enough, if not, Lieutenant's got her in her sights. Let's see. Physical instrument. Host Almighty. Don't count on that. You saw the binoclard. Can't shoot for shit. No. I know myself. I know I'm gonna fail. Gun, I'm coming. Go for it. No gun is worth this risk. Slowly back away.
Confirmed quarters, assailant coming at me! Split-second decision! Fire up well!
God, I almost blew her head off.
What is this? This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real. Police guns always have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
Empathy. She looks devastated. Interfacing. Grab the gun, right now. This might be your only chance. Pick up your gun. I'm done with this gun. Leave it behind forever.
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
Item gained the Villers 9mm Pepperbox pistol. Her voice is growing fainter as she rocks back and forth slowly.
Poor woman. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
The lieutenant holsters his pistol.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
I'm very sorry this is how life turned out for you. Gently touch her shoulder. You tried to kill me. What did you think? Yeah, what do you think is going to happen to her? Should we just arrest her? Very sorry. Her scratching skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't even know you're there. What do you think is happening to her?
She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this.
But why was she like this in the first place?
Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8, and loneliness.
Channel 8. Nod. Neurodegenerative disease. Yes, that's what happens when you listen to too many cop shows on the radio. You're probably right. Nod. Loneliness. I guess we'll never know.
Could be. Her hands were trembling, and she did seem uncoordinated. But what are we gonna do with her?
Should we just arrest her?
I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, and without a gun, she isn't really a threat to anyone. We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family.
Wait, I was really hoping I could give her one of those station call slips. Yeah, Titus sounds like the man for the job. I don't want to endorse the Hardy Boys' inflated sense of self-worth. They're not cops, we are. I think we can just leave her like this. She'll be fine.
Then we can ask him once we get back to the whirling. But we have to hurry, because it's late, and they might have already gone home. But I think we're done here for now. Let's head out. This is done.
Please, leave the radio on.
Oh, hello there, Faye. How are you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. She mutters, it seems like a reflex, a half-remembered sentence. Logic. Reflex to what? Being left alone? Oh, that's good to hear. Interfacing. She stands motionless, just a heap of clothes and flashers now. Maybe if you search her once more. The woman stands slumped. She looks catatonic under her mountain of RCM paraphernalia. Perception sight. Is one of those things a police cap? Electrochemistry. There were narcotics in there too. You're thinking of taking them. Do. Shake her shoulder. Pick up the RCM cap. Confiscate the narcotics. Wink. Leave it. Take the hat. Gain the RCM lieutenant's cap. She doesn't even flinch. As you reach out and de-entangle the familiar-looking lieutenant's cap from her mountain of RCM paraphernalia.
Oh, is that yours?
Esprit de corps. It's hard to say. It's been so long since, you were yours. I think so. Maybe. Probably. You know me. Mine? No. It's ours. The RCM. The lieutenant nods. Shake her shoulder. Confiscate the narcotics. Wink. Got some drugs, wow. You take her phial of pyholidrin and the bottle of speed as evidence, obviously. Logic. She didn't consume them. She didn't look high. She confiscated them, a little like you're doing now.
You're taking those, are you?
Volition. Listen to him, for once. Fine, you take them. I'm confiscating these as evidence. I need to do this case. I need everything I can get. I'm confiscating these.
Sure. I guess that's fine.
Shake her shoulder. The old woman doesn't react to your touch. Leave. I got a cool hat, +1 to authority. The cap, oh yeah, the RCM Lieutenant's Cap +1 authority, member of an organization. The cap is sturdy and comfortable, and seems to retain its form very well. It fits you perfectly. The inside of it smells like cheap tobacco and typewriter ink. It feels familiar somehow. Perhaps it too is yours. Though how the pigs got it is a mystery. Just a little taste of those drugs. Sweet, sweet drugs. Oh, and during the last stream of this, we found out we got to name the club Guess what we named it? Disco Elysium. Ah, they said the name of the game in the game. Wow, that's... Now the game really starts. Also, I'm trying to fast travel, but the fast travel menu is very finicky, and it just doesn't work half the time. Okay, there. I think it's working. Let's see. I think I need to go back to the hostel. Actually, what time is it? 23? No, I still have some time. I can probably go explore that one room in the fishing village before I have to check out for the night. Actually, hold on, let me see. Shack door. The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted. Unlock the shack door.
It's getting late. I'll let you sweep this place on your own. I'm sure you can handle the washerwoman. I'll be sleeping in my room in the whirling. We'll meet in the shack in the morning.
Okay, actually he leaves because it's too late at night. I'll explore this with him in the morning then. Yeah, let's... Actually, what can I do in the meantime? Let's see what we got. Buy the Feln pants, the tattoos, ask about the tattoos' possible meaning, Joyce's info on the... I can talk to Joyce, I guess. Let's see. The Jam Mystery, the Doomed Hostel, find all the armor pieces... Oh yeah, I never read about the gun. Hold on, let's see. Find the murder weapon. Locate a working firearm that shoots 4.46 ammo. Organized. Oh yeah, I gotta do the communist meeting tomorrow. Determine where the shot came from. Ask about Ruby in the village. Let's see. The washerwoman is hiding something. Okay, that's in the shack. Inspect the traps, that's back at the hostel. Oh, the dead body, I have to call into the station about the dead body. And I can't call the library till tomorrow. Inform the dice maker and inform Plaisance, and Hardy's and the pig. Okay, let me go back to the door up here. And see if I can do anything with it now. Oh, I guess nope, can't do nothing with it. Here, I guess I'll call into the station then. Just trying to get the fast travel menu to work properly. Work. God damn it. It's gonna make me just walk there physically. No. Well, it's honestly probably faster just to run there than it is to try to get the actual menu to function. Okay. Bruce Kanema, where's the... Pick up the radio.
Precinct 57, how may I assist you?
I need to report a dead body on the Martinez boardwalk.
One moment. Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
An unidentified middle-aged man, height 170 to 175 centimeters, dark hair, medium build. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk, and hit his head against a metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, it seems like it was an accident. There might be a sequence killer on the loose.
No field autopsy necessary.
She repeats. Perception hearing. You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card in his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
It's from Central Dramrock Public Library. It belongs to someone named Billy Magine.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I'm done for now.
7th, over and out.
Okay, let's see. Might be able to talk to Joyce. It still has a couple of hours before the game makes you go to bed. Or maybe Cindy. Oh, hello there, Vio. How are you doing? Good to see you. Rhetoric. There it is again. There's a spectral scent haunting this pier, no doubt, and it smells like... Perception smell, sea brine, mostly, because it's a pier. Oh, well, that's good to hear. I am also very sleepy. Rhetoric. Years of turmoil, of hopes and dreams ground beneath the inexorable tides of capital. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. I can kind of smell dreams being ground down by capital. Without a doubt, your politico-olfactory cortex doesn't deceive you. The smell is coming from that balcony over there. You mean from Cindy? Certainment. A precocious communist youth. A symbol of a kinder, more hopeful future. Now's your chance to establish contact with your revolutionary brothers and sisters. Smells like... smells like me. Crushed dreams. Island Empire. A chance to establish contact with the future. What a beautiful, terrible thought.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Yes. And fuck the world sent their best.
I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners.
Empathy. The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness. Oh, and during the last stream of this, we named the dance club to Disco Elysium. They said the name of the game. Wow. And also we discovered that the pail, or that thing at the top of the church, we sort of deduced that it is actually the pail spreading and taking over the world. A terrifying revelation. Let's see. Empathy. The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness. They seem to hold you in high esteem. I think they're afraid of you. Maybe it's just skull solidarity. I made up the sending their best part, but I did talk to them.
They'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place.
Skulls are cool. Can I be a skull? Skulls are silly. What are you even trying to achieve? Got it. Enough of that. Can I be a skull?
But you can still do your part to revitalize the neighborhood.
Okay then, how's that? But I really want to be a skull. She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her fingers to her lips and squints up into the sky, as though straining to hear something in the distance.
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, you might hear a gunshot pierce the air somewhere in Jamrock. But in Martinez, no gunshots, no sirens. The people are languishing in boredom and complacency.
3AG5 me.
This place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it red. We bring the raucous. You bring the sirens.
Rhetoric. She's making a valiant effort to come off as a nihilist, but she's really just an angry little commie. No wonder she was talking about the streets flowing red. That's what happened during the revolution. So tell me, what's it like being a skull and a communist? Better not to.
You got me, pig shit. I don't make for a very good skull. I like animals too much. Simians and pigs.
Exactly.
But I'm still gonna write some damn good graffiti-o on this wall.
Composure. Her voice sounds different when she speaks, this candidly. Older somehow. Attempt to establish contact. Hey, sister, let's talk politics for a minute.
And what do you know about politics?
She squints at you suspiciously. I'm looking for comrades to help me fire up the Great Mazovian Sausage Grinder. Will you help me? One of the union guys said that there's someone trying to organize an underground revolutionary cell. She's very based. I know deep down that you bleed white. You're a communist, Cindy. Admit it. I'm searching for a bunch of mole people.
Pigs and moles, eh? Sounds like something out of a children's fairy story.
It's not. It's very serious. I guess it does sound a little childish when you say it like that.
Oh, did I hurt the very serious pig's feelings? Whatever. I know someone who's into some pretty underground stuff. You're looking for Staban.
Who's the man?
A right communist who runs a mega cool and very secret meeting.
Does this Staban happen to have a jacket like this? Show her the white jacket.
He might.
Will you help me find him?
No.
The lieutenant lets slip a sigh that seems to suggest this turn was utterly predictable. Come on, Cindy. From one communist to another, help me out. Is it money you want? Here, take some. I've got plenty. Offer her 5 real. I guess I should give up then. Nothing ever works out for me. Just tell me what you want me to do. Help me.
Oh, fine. I'll help. But first, I want something from you.
She's got you by the balls, Chief. And she intends to squeeze them. Oh yeah. What's that? A wicked grin extends across her face. Island Empire. A laughing skull. Death hilarious. This is gonna be bad. Bad. Oh,
Oink for me, piggy. Just once.
I'm not oinking for you. Come on. This is no way to treat your revolutionary brother. With gusto. Oink oink.
Wow, that was easier than I expected. It's almost like you've been wanting to do it this whole time.
-1 morale. I have so much morale. It's not even... Look at all of those morale points. A cool, damp feeling ripples through you. You realize you needn't have rolled over quite so easily. Let's see, the lieutenant, needless to say, is not impressed.
Sounds like you're really serious about meeting Staban. It's touching, sort of. Staban's
Me, I'm the opposite.
only at night, in an old room in these apartments here. It just so happens you're in luck. Their weekly meeting is tonight.
Me, I'm just, what do you call it? I just run out and game over. That's...
Poke your snout around sometime after 10 p.m. and you might just find them.
Hold on, what else can you tell me about Staban? This is very helpful, thank you, Cindy. Why do I feel like there's a catch?
Oh, smart pig. Because there is. See, Staban's a bit on the paranoid side. He's got all these mega secret passphrases to keep out infiltrators and the like. You can't join the meeting without one.
The lieutenant clears his
Not
throat.
to interfere in your personal errand, but I wonder whether it might have something to do with that phrase Mañana mentioned overhearing.
Wait, what phrase? Oh, right. Good thinking, Kim. I was totally about to say that. That's really dumb. You should feel embarrassed even suggesting that. That's good thinking, because that is the password.
Guess this is what happens when two pigs put their heads together. That's enough. Off with you then.
Catch you later. Let's see, get yourself organized. 10 spots meeting after 12 at the Cape Side Apartments. I can't do that. It takes too long to do it, I think. For tonight, I'll have to do it tomorrow. But I think I can... Oh yeah, Joyce left. Let's see. Went to the village on the coast, officers. See you there, Joyce says on the note post. Shadows on the water. Green plants under the surface. I don't know, maybe I can. It's only... I got like 2.5 hours. I might be able to get some stuff done with it tonight. Unless it makes me go there tomorrow, because... Oh, it's gonna make me do it tomorrow. Okay, never mind. Can I do anything with this?
Let's go.
No. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna make me do it tomorrow. What's this? Another splattering of bullet holes on the wall. Pain threshold. The spread pattern of these bullet holes makes your chest ache. Your breath grows heavier. Visual calculus. More old bullet holes. Half a century at least. From the Revolution. Examine closer. What's with all these bullet holes? I've seen a lot of them around.
Remnants from the Revolution. These are over half a century old.
So, no crime has happened here. Is there something we should do about these?
Perhaps a crime of a sort ages ago, but no. These do not warrant an investigation.
Okay, but what can you tell me about the Revolution?
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Should we go?
Hi again, gendarme.
Okay, it doesn't have anything else to say, because I got the homosexual underground thought complete.
Hey, was there something you needed?
About my bill for tonight.
20 real.
There you
You
go.
got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
I stat dumped gay. It's oh yeah. Oh, Lena's not here, I don't think. I think she shows up in the morning. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Can I play pinball again? Let's see. The machine is dead and silent. It needs serious maintenance before anyone can play it again. Ah, okay, never mind. No more pinball. I could probably read something. I still have a little bit of time left. Let's see. Did I ever interact with this? I don't know. Map of Martinez. I guess not. The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 residence on the upper right corner. Trace a path through the grid. Your finger moves through the various streets across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Cispar, over Saint-Brune and Martinez North, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication in itself. Tutorial Agent. For a more detailed view of the map, go to the journal and select the map tab. Put the map away. Ah, that was it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, the ledger. That'll be. I don't know if I can do that now. I don't know what happens if I do the ledger thing now. I guess I'll try it. Here, I'll read something else first. Book of it says a book of primer for small kids. Primer book. You hold in your hands a colorful primer. The title reads, A Primer for Small Kids. There's a bear involved. Exactly what I need. Flip through the pages. Put the book away. Exactly what I need. This book will show you the score you get you oriented with those basic concepts you appear to be hazy on. The anthropomorphic bear will give you the lowdown of your life. On what? The alphabet. Flip through the pages. Every page has one word designated one letter of the alphabet, with faded illustration. Most of them are scientific and cultural principles. It goes as follows. Let's do this. A is for azimuth. B is for Boreas. C is for cosine. D is for damat. E is for ellipse. I don't know. F is for phlogiston. G is for gamut. The bare minimum of knowledge. H is for homeboy. I is for econ. J is for jura. K is for colopus. L is for ludadamba. Oh my god, I can't pronounce any of these. M is for myriad. Let's see. N is for nadir. O is for oriole. P is for perilead. Oh my god, yeah. Let's see. Q is for quasar. R is for rhododendron. S is for sinus. T is for tricolor. U is for ultra. V is for vector. W is for warhead. X is for xylophone. Y is for Yastava. Z is for zenith. That's it? That's it. You know the alphabet now. Kim, I know the alphabet now.
Good. I also know the alphabet.
Esprit de corps. It's a very useful skill to have, he thinks, for all sorts of life activities, like reading and... What the book? Let's see, I think I've already read the book about cockatoos. And I already expended the bull. Oh yeah, the dried maybells. I don't think I've inspected those yet. 6 crumbled petals rest in your palm. They're white, a bell-shaped crown. What is this, Kim?
This is the Insulindian lily, called maybells or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
Encyclopedia. This flower is a spring flower. But it's a bit early for that, isn't it? Who pinned them? Which side?
The revolutionaries, so the communers and the anarchists. White's their color, but the custom started in the suzerain's army, so it held meaning for the kingsmen too. It's about girls and boys more than sight. Girls sending off boys who are going to their deaths, then also dying themselves in the ruins from dysentery and consumption. It's a symbol of the Civil War.
Does this flower blossom in early spring?
Yes, but not this early. Not to my knowledge. It looks dried, preserved.
Is it a coincidence? It belonged on the roof. It being on the roof.
Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
He makes a note of it in his little book. Very well. Put the flower back. The petals feel dry and fragile in your hand. Shivers. Water flows under the canal bridge. Dark water. You rub your sides for warmth, but there is none. Blow on your fingers. Inland. Above the Martinez distributary. The channel that brought the wastewater from the silk mills of Jamrock, and then dead bodies during the war. The wrinkled fingers of an old man crush flower petals, then sprinkle them in the stream like white salt. Let's see. Okay, I've already inspected that. Let's see. That's the note from the fridge. I've done that. Done that. Done that. Oh yeah, there's a book on communism. Let's see. La Fumée, Volume 1, Number 4. The front of this quarterly journal features a large, satirical portrait of the late King Fristle. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to corners of the cover. Why Fristle? Flip through the pages to see what catches your eye. Because Fristle was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to distract your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections: International Developments, Kunst and Kultur, and Local Concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note. Read the editor's note. Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du Christel et la Fumée. This is his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turned to smoke under communism. But like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going et la fumée. Unlike many publications, which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel, La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers. Logic. Only 4 issues in, and it sounds like they've already alienated their readership. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors. Whisper Kim, I think this is a communist magazine. Play it cool. Pretend everything's in order.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. I want to catch up on international developments. This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between EPAS nations and the Free State of Semenine. You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along a Messina border. Something about bear wrestling in Samara. Book riots in Yagograd. Epus. Face it, you really aren't interested in foreign affairs. You're not even sure where most of these countries are. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. What is Kunst und Kultur? It takes a moment, but gradually it draws on you that Kunst und Kultur means arts and culture. Logic. Why they decided to title this one section in Walder is beyond you. Esprit de corps. It evokes a sense of recognition and fellowship among those privileged enough to understand. As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tourney, a critical Mazovian perspective. Read a profile of CS. This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer. Authority. That certainly sounds like a certain delinquent youth who likes to harass you from the balcony. It's Cindy the Skull, CS. That's take a moment. What is this tip-top tourney? The actual article is surprisingly light on details, but after skimming a page or two, you gather that it has something to do with motor carriage racing. If you don't follow it, you only ever hear about it at the ludicrous sponsorships and obscene death tolls. Alright, let's see what these communists have to say about Tip Top. You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colorful drivers. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tourney. Wait, what's wrong with Tip Top? Where to even start? For one, there's a crass commercialism of its sponsorships, and then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes. Rhetoric. So all of it, basically. Hang on, who wrote this stuff? What's so bad about sponsorships? What's wrong with a good motor crash? They just keep it interesting. Oddly enough, this article has two bylines, Nesteb Anaklada Baril and Elias Exilus Butcher. Conceptualization. There's no way that these are real names. Wait, why aren't they real names? Have you ever met anyone named Exilus? Come on. They're painfully pseudonyms. Let's see. What's so bad about sponsorships? Under capitalism, the article says every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure, even one as elemental as the joy of racing others around a track, is reduced to an advertising opportunity. Thus, the so-called tourney becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers. Your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of Astra cigarettes, or even a Freet. Right, but then you get to see them crash. And that, precisely, is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest. At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real racers that you're really watching for. No, I'm pretty sure I like it for the racing. Wow, you're right, I really am just in it for the violence. You see, one cannot avoid the conclusion that Tip Top Tourney is simply the apotheosis of spectacular entertainment under capitalism. Kim, did you know Tip Top Tourney is actually an orgastic ritual of capitalistic destruction? I had no idea. Kim, this article says that no one really watches Tip Top Tourney for the races.
I can safely say the thought had never crossed my mind, Detective.
The lieutenant furrows his brow. I wonder what else is really just a metaphor for life under capitalism. It's too bad. I thought I liked Tip Top.
I'm sure most things are, if the young men who wrote this article are to be believed. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
Let's see what they mean by local concerns. Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Cape Side Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants, simply for not having paid their rent. Damn communists. Should have killed a lot of them when they had the chance. Let's see. If it weren't for the wild pines, all these moochers would be out of a job. Let's see. Charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous. Wouldn't it be better for everyone if labor and capital could reach some reasonable accommodation? Why would I care? This doesn't have anything to do with me. The writer G. Martin remarks dryly that capitalists love wealth redistribution, so long as it's only redistributed upward. Rhetoric. Good thing your rent-paying days are behind you. True. True. Yeah, a lot of these are quite moralist. Put the magazine away. I think for the communist ending, you have to have like 30 to have said 30 communist lines in order to progress it. I don't know if I've said that many so far. Let's see, where is it? Let's see. Oh no, I have. I've said 38 of them. Good. There. That's. Apparently, I've said 2 fascist things, 2 ultra-liberal things, and 5 moralist things. I don't know what those were, but there's something. People killed 3, cases solved 216. Those are just from before the game started. I haven't actually killed anyone or solved any cases yet. That's just the years in service, 18 years. What is this? Honor 2, Good Cop, Bad Cop 23, Sorry Cop 14, I'm very sorry, Boring Cop 2, Apocalypse Cop 2, Superstar Cop 4. I don't see Hobo Cop. I guess that's just kind of a passive. I can do the ledger. I forget what happens if I read the the special thing inside. I'll go ahead and make a hard save, because I forget what happens here. I mean, I think I vaguely remember it's what happens afterward. Logic. Can I read the... Okay, the case files, and this is it. Interfacing. Open the hidden compartment in the clipboard. +1 found the lost motor carriage. 97%. Success. Interfacing. The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off of its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knees slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know, slide the drawer open. Wait, somehow I don't want to. Fuck no. Put the ledger away. Leave. Slide the drawer open. Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. What's inside? 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. Pick up the ticket stubs. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles towards each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to a zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too. Pick up the card, proceed. Fucking kill yourself, you asshole. Close the preambles compartment. Permeables compartment. Pick up the card. Proceed. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick them up. You see a violet flower, floral patterns, patches of glue. Smell it first. Actually, yeah, you can. It's in front of everybody in the Whirling in Rags. It lets you do it. Then you get a very bad ending. Smell it first. Oh yeah, I forgot I can smell Kim now. I need to do that. Actually, let me... Hold on. Before I do this, I'll do this in a minute. I forgot to smell Kim. Type, yeah.
Yes?
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got the homosexual underground one, so now I forgot. I can't smell him anymore. That's... Oh, yeah. I have big news, Kim. Tell him that you no longer obsess over your sexuality.
Okay.
I managed to stop obsessing about my sexuality. Nothing, actually. As I'm saying this, I realize I would not be telling the truth.
Okay. Was there anything else?
He's not the least bit curious about what you plan to say. Okay, that was it. Oh, I forgot I got rid of that. I don't think I have a point either to do it. No. Okay. Interact, open it. Let's see. Slide open the drawer. What's inside? Let's see. What does this do? The words just crossed your mind. Somehow. Who are they for? Who do you think? It's... Pain threshold. You. Pick up the ticket stubs. And then that thing, let's see. Pick up the card. Yeah, basically. You just before you get the homosexual like perk, you're like, questioning your sexuality, and then you walk up and you smell Kim. And he's like, you smell really good. He's like, what kind of cologne is that? And he's like, I think he says he's like a Tiger Super something, Super Scent or something. He gets it from like a nice store or something. What was this? Smell the letter. Let's see. It smells like chewing gum, apricot flavored. A touch of cinnamon. The end of summer. You think the label says Tutti Frutti. Open it. Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card, looped, round lettered in a woman's hand. Visual calculus. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think, although that's not something you could read from someone's handwriting. Harry. It begins. You're already reading. I want to write you a letter, so you can find it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Felician, throw it away, please. But it will make me happy. Keep reading. Outside, you hear the wind howl. A sudden gale blows in from Martinez, flapping street signs and window blinds. Shivers come outside. What? Far away and outside, the reeds hiss with desperation. Step out. Keep reading. Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning, when I step out, and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step on the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you. Keep reading. Stop, put it back. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always come back to it. Keep reading. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs, and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. Item lost. Damaged ledger. You feel the ledger slip from your head. Endurance. No, hold on. All sideways. To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
Fall sideways. Begin. Ancient reptilian brain. There is nothing. Again? Nothing. Just lay there, passed out. Nothing, sad brother. No treachery, just blackout. Just lie there, passed out. Back to the void. That's... Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there, and the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia. Who's that? That's me, Blue Eyes. That's me. And who was that? Nice and quiet. Who was what? Limbic system. He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he is grasping for it, still trying to hold on to the great sorrows, slipping in the water, slimy. Yeah, that's the stuff. No, I was cool. I'm cool. Limbic system. Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Thought gained, white morning. Because it's always there. Perception smell, tell him, tell him. Limbic system. Ah, yes, and in the olfactory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so... But, as they say, what can you do? What do you do? Smells so nice. Smells like betrayal. It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal. Was it the X something? The... Where is Voyager Road? So my name appears to be Harry. Enough. Just lie there motionless. The X something... Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing. No, it was beautiful. Yes, that. Don't prod at it. It will start moving again. Where's Voyager Road? There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause. My name is Harry. Your name is fuck all. It certainly ain't Harry. Then what is it? Your name is passed out on the ground, dragged around by one of the other evil apes. They're taking you somewhere. Enough. Just lie there motionless. You think they would let you, until you disintegrate into biomolecules. No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils. Stupid idiot. I'm not coming back. What is that? It's cold. Let's see. Oh, but you are. They're pouring something on you. In you. It's... Perception taste. It's delicious. Caprice Kanima, glowing lights in the dashboard emerge out of nothingness. Where am I? In the upholstered cabin, Lieutenant Kutsuragi's motor carriage. Seated in the driver's basket, the air is thick, with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth. Drink. No, I don't wanna. The water is cold, silvery. The stuff of life itself. As it's poured down your parched throat, the pounding in your head recedes, the darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
It's true, all I've had since I started the game was beer and cigarettes. Rhetoric. Actually, oh yeah, actually, beer and cinders have loads of water in them. You know, in the Franco-Nigerian centuries, the quality of water was so bad that it was sometimes more hygienic to drink beer. You know, I'm actually more of a magnesium-based life form now. Oh yeah, I forgot I have magnesium-based life form. Drink.
That's just a drug addict myth. In reality, you're still comprised of dihydrogen oxide, which you must replenish to go on living.
No, it's more hygienic to drink beer.
These are not the Franco-Nigerian centuries. We are in the present. It is safe to sometimes drink water here.
You know, I'm actually... Oh, okay, that's the drink. More healing. Wow. With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
I should ask you the same. I came in contact with the burnt-out ruins of the past, Lieutenant. I was dehydrated. It won't happen again. Fuck it. Start climbing out of the motor car.
You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you came to.
How long was I out?
10 minutes, maybe.
Came in contact with the burnt-out ruins of the past.
That does sometimes happen.
Ledger of Failure and Hatred. That's what it's called now. That does sometimes happen. He hands you the remains of your ledger. Rhetoric. He replies with such understanding. It's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard, athlete's foot for cops.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Let's solve this case. Just nod.
Good.
Let's see. The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab of the inventory. Let's see. Oh yeah, I got my gun. That's it. The Villiers 9mm pepperbox pistol. Equip this when times are most dire. A 3-shot revolving barrel Villiers LaSalle pepperbox typically assigned to officers of the RCM upon reaching the rank of sergeant. The butt of the gun is worn, and the engravings on the side reads Sunrise Parabellum. This is your gun, no doubt about it. And the Ledger of Failure and Hatred. This is the same ledger you found in the trash, only worse. Somehow. It makes you think about the letter, about the woman's handwriting, about not wanting to get out of bed in the morning. The ledger and the gun. Hand-eye coordination. Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying. It's like an extension of your arm, the polished wooden handle, almost fusing into your palm. I think my hand recognizes it. It reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect, hoping you don't have to use it in vain. The sun was out in Jamrock. It was so long ago. This is your gun. It's angry at you for losing it. Everyone is. The least you can do is press your lips against the cold steel and apologize, and then just try to go on living. Well, I should unequip it. I don't think people respond very positively having a gun in my hand while talking to them, so it's... Actually, here, let me... I need to report to the station that I got my gun back, I think, and my badge. Let's see, pick up the radio.
This is Precinct 57. Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
I'm happy to report that I've found my badge.
10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over.
Electrochemistry. Feels good to get that off your chest, right? Celebration with beer? Oh, yeah. That was completely pointless. There's literally no point in taking that. Oh, here. There you go. I like a gun fucker. I've successfully located my 9mm Villiers pistol. It's on me now, and I won't lose it again.
10-4, sir, roger that, and very glad to hear it. I will make relevant changes to the report.
10-10, transmission complete. Standing by, over.
Roger that, 10-10, over and out.
Close the door. Alright. Anything else? Oh yeah, I got some thoughts. How many points do I have? None. But I can look at this stuff. Exactly. The highest rank. Let's see. White Morning. Temporary research bonus -1 authority. A little guy gets further and further away. You see yourself from above. You're passed out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from this distance, you can see your eyelids fluttering at the mention of what? A great white object, letting out its sweet smell, like a lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling. And look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. I need to look up what this thought gives me. I'm at the point where I'm spending my levels mixing around the thoughts here. Alright, what's this give me? 20, it gives you 20% zoom out distance, and all Mott learning caps raised by 1. Okay. I don't think I really want that. Got some good fashion going on here. Alright, let's see. Party and the Pigs have to do that tomorrow. Inspect the Traps, also tomorrow. I might be able to do this now if I talk to... I don't know if I can talk to Gart now about the... I'll see. Might have a dialogue option for that.
Hey, was there something you needed?
Son of thing.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Let's see. Guard, what if I told you I got into the back room behind the blue steel door?
Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
Composure. He's really holding himself back there. Let's see. It takes a lot of willpower not to ask. Obviously, he's been wanting to know what's behind the door. Aren't you gonna ask me what's back there?
Okay, what is back there?
Skeletons. A mausoleum of the dead. Pinball machines. A pinball workshop. Nothing. The black gaping maw at the end of time. It's a pinball machine.
I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
Your mom. Why do you want to play? Because I might be up for a game. Didn't check. Pinball isn't relevant to the investigation. Didn't check. Pinball is stupid.
No, I was just wondering if you found pinball machines there.
Drama. He was wondering about something business-related. About how much money he could make off one. Thinking of turning this place back into a pinball arcade. If you're thinking about selling those pinball machines, I want a fat cut. C-suite shit. But beat your chest. I'm a disruptor. I feel a capitalist plot coming up.
Capitalist plot. The pinball we have in the corner now is broken. I want to diversify the entertainment options.
Alright, let's see. I think I need empathy for later. So I'll go ahead and just get that. Get a bunch of empathy. Okay.
It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here. Other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's always causing trouble.
The karaoke machine? If only I could sing karaoke again. Yeah, these numbers, he's adding up. It must be making good sense to him right now. Suggestion. Sounds like he cares about this place. He's not got to be overjoyed to hear that it's part of the doomed commercial area. Island Empire. He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things. I have to warn you. I may have discovered that the whirling is part of the doomed commercial area. Oh yeah, there's a peephole in the wall.
What wall?
Upstairs, in the secret back room, right next to Classia's bedroom. I found it. In the next to the pinball
I'll
machines.
have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you, the whirling does not abide spying on its guests.
The color has drained from his face. Electrochemistry. What a shame to fix such a good peephole. You sure you haven't been spying on your guests? Couldn't you keep the hole there? If that's what you're... Oh, God. All right. You've been notified. Conclude.
Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? I hope not.
I have to warn you. It's part of the doomed commercial area.
What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from that whole thing.
Reaction speed. So he knows of the doomed commercial area. And its address. He's thought about this. Wait, so you know of the curse? The whirling is listed on the intercom outside as one of the businesses in Building B of the doomed commercial area.
I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the whirling.
Hold on. Not once? Isn't that already a sign of decline? The whirling was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade, before it failed. It's only a matter of time before the whirling fails too.
It's a sign of the whirling in rags not being part of the doomed commercial area. If anything, we're revitalizing this neighborhood.
Relax, Mr. Gart. I'm sure there is no doom. He simply wants to share his discoveries with you.
The Whirling was it's part of the East Delta Pinball Arcade. The Whirling was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade which failed, though perhaps the Whirling will escape the curse.
Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tilework, these high ceilings, the nice rooms, well, most of the rooms.
Oh, it was? It was somebody that sounds like me. Wonderful. A doppelganger. I had one person tell me that I sounded like Optimus Prime once. That was... I don't know what to make of that.
For 14 years, man.
Autobots
That's
roll
how
out.
long I've worked here. I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, if some doom ghost...
Empathy. He's done a fine job, too. Though he's spoken of the place dismissively before. The hostel is actually very important to him. You really care about the Whirling, huh? Who owns this place?
Yeah, it's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way, especially for this neighborhood. I've been trying to keep it that way. Even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area.
Aha, so you finally admit it. You shouldn't be so worried about the label, you know.
Yes, your police skills have delivered. I'm sure you'll get a commendation, maybe even a promotion.
Who owns this place?
Some real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved.
Why, and who named it Whirling in
Well, it
Rags?
sure as hell wasn't the real estate company.
It was you?
You look surprised. What? It's a great name, I know. Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. It's from a song.
A song?
Hail, Holy Queen, by the Ateniers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
If only I could sing that in karaoke. What about those other cafeterias you manage?
What about them? One is a basement dive frequented by chain-smoking communists. I can't tell you how sick I am of Kraz Mazov and Ignis Nielsen and all those old ghosts.
Oh, cool. Maybe one day I'll a voice for an anime studio. That would be cool. He's hesitating, and not sure if he should share this information with you. Encourage him. And the others? He doesn't have to tell you anything. He doesn't want to.
The other is a kebab cart. It's very successful in its way, but it's nothing like the whirling.
Well, good luck to you with this place then. Well, it's too bad it's all doomed then.
Luck has got nothing
I'll
to
be
do
nice
with
to
it.
him.
I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. I have a feeling they're going to help.
Rhetoric. Against the doom. It's implied.
So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my establishment, can we, wrap it up?
Khalees, cut the phone line.
Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we had one good guest in the building.
He really doesn't like it being Classia. Yeah, I bet you didn't want it to be her. Well, the mystery's solved. I don't like any loose ends. You have Lena. Lena's a good customer.
Yeah, well, she's not a guest, is she? Anyway, I'll forward that woman her bill and be done with it. Now, was there anything else?
Something else I wanted
Yes?
to talk about. Let's see, what time is it? It is still Half an hour. I don't know if I can read one of these. Maybe. Let me see. Let's see. Can I read the case files now? Yes. You can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB41. Then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41 12 01 17 1700, and the next world mural. Wait, let's see. HDB 41, weren't those officer precinct? How long does it take to read a case? Well, yes, your precinct number 41 and HDB. Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials. Let's see. The next world mural. This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight, on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost town, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Curon. Rhetoric. Cause of failure. Rent too high. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text, cut into their forms, reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us." Wreak havoc on the middle class. People call it that thing, and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the belles lettres have the litterage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the next world mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown. Wait, do I ever find out who came up with it? The case files do not show you finding the author of the design. Read on. The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rumbling on the streets, as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options. A. Remove the mural. It is wrong. B. Keep the mural. It is right. Let's see. A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, And that love truly is possible in the next world, for new people, and it is too late for us. All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class. The middle class are not to be blamed. It's human nature. I like it, but can't we wreak havoc on other nations instead? I must have voted and possibly even lobbied to remove the thing, because I don't believe in that rubbish one bit. In any case, it appears to have been a rare case of civil activity in the quarter, and agreement as well. What do you want to tackle next? Nothing, because it's too late. I need to sleep. See you in the morning. Okay, I'll be back in just a moment. I'm gonna go grab a drink. Okay. Let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. Did they... Oh, they didn't fix the window yet. Okay. Let's see. The bed is still cold from the broken window. And not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it. The room behind your closed eyelids is familiar now. The only home you've ever known. Its darkness gathers. The last thing you hear is the wind blowing in through the broken window. Then something comes, a kind of sleep. Limbic system. Like a deftly cast fishing net. Sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes, then, tightening around you, it digs into your brain. Great, this is gonna be really chill. Dark shore my ass. I know what this is. Yeah, just let me sleep. How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone lately? Saved anyone lately? Murdered anyone lately? Rhetoric. This bastard isn't even listening to you. Because you know, you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people and then forgets about it. I don't care. That doesn't scare me. Okay, so I'm a murderer, and that's bad? Shut up, I just want to sleep. Hear that? You were naive to think he's afraid of his bloodied hands, soul brother. Oh no, I see inside his amygdala and his hippocampus the things he's really scared of is much, much worse than that. What is it? Why are you doing this? I just want to sleep. I can almost see the dark. What is it? Don't tell him, sister. It's too bad. Volition. They're right. This is their function. To keep you from it. Why are you doing this? I just want to sleep. We're trying to help you. All these processes, these tortures, voices and tremors, are all just distractions, flares and countermeasures to keep you from the last dream, the worst of them all. The last dream? The last dream will be total annihilation, cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked and alone. And the air will smell of apricots. Her face forms in summertime. I don't want to anymore. I don't want to think either. Either one of those things. Of hell and ancient sadness, brother. 10,000 years later, in front of the video rental, there is a warm breath on your face again. Everything is okay again. Limbic system. Everything is so okay. Doesn't sound like it will be okay. I can't wait. I can't wait. Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again, you sense the light of the room around you. You're back. In 2 seconds, the alarm will ring. Island Empire. The last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you should have seen that stained glass window in the church. Oh, maybe you shouldn't have seen the stained glass window. Yeah. Nothing on the front page rings a bell. Strange. Good morning.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
Just doing my job, ma'am. It was a truly epic long-distance trek. It was just on my way while I was working on the case. I'm basically also a cryptozoologist now. Let's see.
I knew it.
You hear Kim say quietly to himself. Esprit de corps. I'm not surprised. It's already getting out of hand.
Well, in that case, sweetie, let me give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie, Mexican origin. The pin is an antique, quite special to the cryptozoological community.
The eight-eyed Teratorn tie. I can't change it now. Interfacing. The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes. Encyclopedia. You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important. You never told me you've seen the phasmid.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's ramblings.
Ramblings? Nonsense. Your description of the phasmid is the most precise I've ever heard.
But, darling, I didn't even get the size of it right.
You were a child, my dear. Really. It's extraordinary what you were able to describe. Now go on. Tell our friend about it. He's proven his interest in the field.
Reflexively, the lieutenant readies his familiar notebook.
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. Many times my height, I remember. When, all of a sudden...
Wait, where was this and how old were you?
I'm getting ahead of myself. I was 5.5 in Betancourt in the suburbs. My grandmother had a summer home there.
Empathy. She just started forming memories, real memories, not the billowy haze of infanthood. What happened?
The strangest moment of my life. I looked up and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. I've never seen anything like it.
Half-light. She had no fear, just surprise.
I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying, towering above me. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, it left, went into the reeds.
Did you follow it?
I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing there, knee-deep in mud, looking around me.
Island Empire. Where did you go? Don't go. Then what?
I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. Of course, she just laughed at me, but I knew what I'd seen. For years, it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys, that sort of thing. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. So did I, honestly. But then I met Morel.
We were on a date. Can you imagine? She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed report of the Insulindian phasmid I've ever heard. The sounds. She told me it hissed.
Suggestion. So, that's how they met. This is beyond significant for them.
It did, yes. Like reeds in a gust of wind.
The way it moved, the colour, how some of its limbs were white, like marble. It matched perfectly with what I know from other accounts. It was amazing.
They are quite the cute couple.
If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession.
You were on a date? Its limbs are white. How big was it? Maybe you imagined it, Lena. Kim, what do you think of this? Thank you for sharing this with me. You were on a date?
First, yes.
The old woman looks at her husband tenderly. Its limbs are white?
Not all of them. there is some white coloration reported, along with beige, where the camouflage ends.
How big was it?
It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small yourself. To me, it seemed to be taller than I was then, but that's probably not the case.
Maybe you imagined it.
How could she? Who imagines this? She didn't know about the phasmid. This is the main thing here, what makes it a confirmed sighting. She had no previous knowledge of the insect.
Logic. So she could have made it up, or imagined it.
That's true,
Couldn't have made it up.
yes. I'm almost certain neither my mother nor my grandmother knew of it. It was only when I started telling my story as a teenager that boys would tell me, Lena,
She lowers her voice, imitating a boy.
you trying to tell us you saw the Insulindian phasmid out there in those reeds? Get out of here. They just give me a cider and ruffle my hair and tell me to stop dreaming. But I saw it.
Kim, what do you think?
I thought it was a wonderful story, ma'am.
He closes his notes and gives her a simple smile. It's pretty decor. But I don't believe it. A child, left unattended, on a warm day. Children make up stories and then end up believing them. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just such an impossibly sunshiny day. So warm.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for the fall to come here. That's my favorite time of year. All of the hard ciders and hot ciders and all that good stuff. The pumpkin flavored stuff. I love it. I'd really like to hear about more cryptids.
You know,
Let's
to hell with it. Let's have more cryptids.
Of course, officers. Is there a particular cryptid you two are interested in learning about?
see. Is this bird a cryptid? Point to the tie she gave you.
No. It's the cryptid.
Wow, the cryptid. Okay, what is the bird?
Oh, yes.
The small silvery skull shines between your fingers. Its beak sharp. Okay, what is this
The
bird?
eight-eyed teratorn, the largest flying avian ever discovered, with a wingspan of 11.5 meters. It was thought to have gone extinct 3,500 years ago. Some even doubted the fossils were real. A mutation, they said. Until...
Mutation? Huh. All of evolution is a mutation.
Evolution. Until?
Until it was cited by renowned Gotvaldian explorer and naturalist Uwe Plattenkalk in 21.
Encyclopedia. This renown seems a bit dubious. Your own catalog comes up completely empty. But, of course, you are not all-knowing. I need to hear about this sighting.
It happened on a botanical expedition into the vast and unexplored Oamrau Canyon in southeast Ilmara. Dr. Plattenkalk got separated from his group during a sandstorm.
Okay, and Umarau is...
The world's largest canyon system, sweetie. It's a barren waste east of the Erg Desert. An ancient riverbed completely dried up.
What happened?
Alone in the blasted desert heat, the doctor wandered eastward, where man hasn't stepped foot in over 1,000 years, since the fall of Pericarnassus. He was lost, without any navigation equipment and desperately low on water. After a day or two, he noticed a bird high in the noon sky. A great black bird, it seemed gargantuan. Every now and then, the bird would dive down to feed on an animal carcass somewhere on the horizon. But by the time Uwe got there, the teratorn had taken off already, and the carcass was picked clean. This happened many times.
Half-light. Eat the bird. Ew. Oh, it's the only way to survive. He was following it? It followed him? I understand. He started hunting it.
Yes, or rather, hunting. A bird that big has a lot of blood in it, and he was dying of thirst. For many days, Dr. Plottenkalk followed the Teratorn until they reached a great canyon wall where the bird finally landed to rest. Professor climbed up there with a rock in his hand. He found the bird sleeping with his head tucked under its wing, a great black pile of feathers on the perch. So he approached, slowly squeezing the rock in his fist. Then the Teratorn suddenly looked at him. He could see it had 8 eyes, 4 on either side of its skull, like a spider. And the man couldn't move. He was paralyzed, frozen into place with the rock in his hand. Whatever he did, he could not get closer to the bird.
Why?
The bird was controlling his mind. It kept him from approaching. He could step back, but every time he stepped forward, paralysis. Uva spent 3 days trying until the bird flew away.
Hold on. How did he survive to tell the story? An 8-eyed, mind-controlling bird. Fuck yes. An 8-eyed, mind-controlling bird. Come on. An 8-eyed, mind-controlling bird. No way. Fuck yeah.
Absolutely, sweetie. Cryptozoologists have been tracing it ever since, but Wamrao is vast, mysterious, and holds many secrets.
Modern radar telemetry shows great promise. We will confirm this one by the end of the decade, latest.
This one I liked. Not only does it have 8 eyes, and is a living fossil, and the largest bird ever to live, it also does mind control.
Rhetoric. He's sincere. He likes the audacity of it. So, that was the last anyone saw of it. Okay, so it's never been seen again.
Sadly, yes, but there are numerous reports of 8-eyed bird skulls from Il Mara. And then there's the striking resemblance to the Pericarnassian imperial eagle, an ancient heraldic symbol that is hard to pass off as coincidence. The imperial eagle, too, had 8 eyes.
Conceptualization. Not really. It's just a stylization. The way they drew eyes. It's not a zoological drawing.
Very, very hard.
This one's very famous. Everyone knows it. People will be looking at that tie on you and thinking, that man is into cryptids. So, what else do you want to know?
Oh, that's
I'm
all.
glad you like them.
There, let's see, +1 to, the 8-eyed Teratorn tie, +1 to Island Empire, Octuple Vision, and +1 to Volition, Cryptids Protection. Let's see, what is my skills? I think I've hit the Volition cap for the moment. Quite a lot of too much Volition. I have 11 Volition. Oh wait, let me talk to...
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
Oh, he doesn't have anything else to say.
I couldn't possibly shower thanks on you as enthusiastically as my wife has, but I am grateful for your assistance, officer.
Empathy. He tries to play it cool, remain professional, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps. So I checked all the traps.
Good. Okay. And?
And one of them was empty. Nothing. Maybe I didn't check them after all.
Completely empty?
The cryptozoologist's eyes grow wide. Yes, there was nothing in the trap. No locusts, no phasmid.
No locusts?
But no
phasmid either?
That's not ideal, but...
He rubs his chin. The empty trap was the one at your campsite. Maybe this factors into it somehow.
Definitely left that one stocked.
Right from the campsite? Just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
Rhetoric. She's engaging in a well-known self-deception called motivated reasoning. You should correct them.
Of course, more clever.
Suggestion. You're dealing with a subject near and dear to their hearts. It might behove you to tread lightly.
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locust and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. What a deft hunter, this phasmid. It's not very scientific to reason backwards from a conclusion you want to be true. I don't know. I'm not persuaded. Are you sure you've exhausted all the alternative explanations? That's good.
Of course. Be sarcastic. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture, mine stands, okay? Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Island Empire. Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened?
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but...
Helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant looks out to the window impatiently. I accidentally insulted him. I thought apparently it was a sarcastic option. He wasn't genuine. I thought he was saying like, "Oh, you are a good hunter." He's like, "No, it was apparently sarcastic." So he took it as an insult. But I still have like the maximum roll on this. The highest I think can go is 97%. Okay, let's see. Develop an alternate theory about the missing locusts. 97% +1 enthusiastic about the phasmid. +1 something up with the trap. -1 insulted moral. +2 Kuno's a hooligan. And +1 considered alternatives. Interfacing. Considering the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most things like the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap too. Logic. You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno. I think a little hooligan called Kuno may have stolen the locusts.
A little hooligan? But what would a child want with bags?
Those are Kuno's locusts. They belong to Kuno.
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
Kuno is the lord of the locusts. I'll talk to the little gremlin and see if anything comes up.
Delinquents, my favorite.
It doesn't sound like they're really his favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
Logic. After this, is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
True, that's all Kuno does. Until later. Probably. Maybe.
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs.
He looks at his tea.
Morel, it's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
No need to apologize, Geary. You'd be more than helpful.
Geary.
We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
Geary. Composure. He keeps the language unemotional, but it's in there. Disappointment. Authority. The first man to break formation is always a blow to leadership. This is bigger than he lets on. Let's talk about specific cryptids. Did you know Gary was hiding the armor?
Hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not like him. He's got his quirks, but dishonesty, disloyalty are not one of them.
Oh yeah, if you weren't here to see it, the Gary, he had the chest piece for the armor that he was hiding, and I took it off of him, and I'm wearing it now.
I don't know what got into him, officer. Thank you for letting him off easy. He won't forget it. We'll make sure he won't.
Yeah, I've got 3 of the 4 pieces. You don't get the last piece until the end of the game, though. Let's talk about specific cryptids.
All right. What cryptids precisely? I usually discuss these things with specialists, so I don't know what.
Rhetoric. We would have to discuss. He wants to say, but decides against it since you've offered to help. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena. Or from his friend Gary. He won't just talk. Kuno. Kuno controls the pigs, as he said before. Which cryptid did you almost catch? You said before that you almost caught one.
A willow person. It's a long story. One non-specialist would find rather dull.
Conceptualization. Willow people. Not at all. What are willow people?
They're not people, really. Some argue they aren't really animals, as they seem to have evolved directly from trees.
He says it as if it's self-explanatory, every day.
They're very, very thin, almost flat in fact, and can camouflage themselves easily, wrapping themselves around trees and blending in with the tree bark. In that way, they're not too dissimilar from the phasmid we're looking for here.
Oh, and for some reason, he's the only character whose dialogue, overlaps itself, for some reason. The game cannot handle his Australian accent. It's too much. Wait, so I may have seen these willow people without knowing it.
You probably have.
How do you almost catch a willow person.
Gary and I painted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paint. It was a bright lavender colour. I was hoping one of the willow people would get paint on it and not be able to camouflage itself. After waiting in hiding for hours, I saw a figure slip from one of the trees, a lavender shadow dashing through the grove.
And then?
I chased it with a net. Not very elegant. You can't be elegant in the field. And, well, it was faster than me.
A lavender shadow.
He smirks.
I know you think we were snacking on fanny mushrooms. It's easier to mock someone
Fanny
to admit
mushrooms.
that the world might be more interesting than you've imagined. Furthermore, I'm not saying it was a confirmed sighting. I'm painfully aware of what goes into verifying such things. There is a serious possibility that I saw a squirrel or a trick of the light. I am my own harshest critic.
Rhetoric. He makes it a real point here to sound falsifiable. And Lena's sighting of the phasmid is that...
Confirmed. It's 100% verified and meets all the standards of an authentic cryptid sighting.
The woman nods thoughtfully, while her hands smooth over the plaid covering her knee. There is some uncertainty in that motion, no? Smoothing the fabric like that. As if looking for some kind of confirmation. I don't know. I know all about the kind green ape. Look, I even have a kind green ape pen.
I see you've been talking about cryptids with Lena. The kind green ape is one of her favourites.
Empathy. A warm wave passes him. Of course, the kind green ape is her favorite, he thinks.
We travelled to South Safra to look for it once. Gary and I got stuck in a rainstorm, though, and had to spend most of our time there in a little village. The search was fabulously unsuccessful, but the people were very nice. I'm glad they didn't understand what Gary was saying about them.
Empathy. He's a good and loyal man, despite his ramblings, the elderly cryptozoologist thinks to himself. Rhetoric. Their relationship transcends Gary's politics. It must to work. Plus, a guy like Morel knows a thing or two about being on the fringes himself, though his fringes are different. I know about the most dangerous cryptid, the Gnome of Jeroma.
Formerly the most dangerous, yes. But do you know the most dangerous living cryptid?
No. Authority. He does not want to make it feel like you knowing it is some big deal. Living? No. I can try to guess. No.
The most dangerous cryptid is a carnivorous ruminant, known colloquially as the Dread Moose.
The Dread Moose? Get out of here.
Yes. The Dread Moose subsists entirely on flesh. It has even been known to dig up fresh graves in search of sustenance.
A room with a moose. Hold on. Does it also attack people? Okay. What does the Dread Moose look like?
Human remains have been found deep in the forest, torn apart, then trampled into the mulch by large hooves. Infer from that what you will.
What's it look like?
Just like an ordinary Arden moose.
Then how can you tell if it's the ordinary or the dread kind?
You can't. That's what makes it so dreadful and hard to identify.
Logic. A moose that looks like any other moose. What's going on here? He's kidding, right? I'm not completely sure about this dread moose. I'm 100% behind the dread moose. I utterly believe it exists.
The bodies found in the forest are just one piece of physical evidence. There's more.
A true cryptid. The body found in the forest is just a physical evidence, no more. What's the other evidence?
The recent surge in the moose population has hidden carnivores. The dread moose are effectively removing competition for both themselves and their evolutionary cousins.
But why would it need to hide its carnivorous nature? What exactly is the relationship between carnivorous moose and regular moose? Are there any reliable eyewitness accounts of a moose killing other animals for food?
The carnivorous moose are a very young species, the result of a genetic mutation that fared well in the process of natural selection.
Evolution. That's how people that's how they say it with their accent. I always found that funny. That sounds like something when Americans say evolution, you can tell they're a creationist.
It makes sense that such a majestic animal with natural weapons, antlers, would come to rule the forest. The only strange thing is that it took so long.
But why would it need to hide?
Moose are already being hunted for sport. Can you imagine what would happen if they came to be viewed as predators?
Are there any reliable eyewitnesses?
One slaughterhouse at the outskirts of the woods in Vasa reported that its staff kept seeing moose in the distance.
Evolution. Yeah, my family was quite like that. They would mess with my homework and correct things on the homework. That was yeah, I don't even want to say it.
The moose would just stare at the building as though they were waiting for something. Its eyes bloodshot and full of cruelty.
One time they took one of my I don't even know what it was. I was like a kid, I guess, and they took one of my papers, and I guess it had like two women on it who were like kissing or something, or like holding hands, and they drew a mustache on one of them and wrote that it's like immoral for, same-sex couples. So yeah, that's to give you an insight into where my family's at. That does sound suspicious. I'm not sure if I'm buying it.
And that's not all. Some of the slaughterhouse apprentices went hiking by a nearby creek and saw a moose nibbling on an unidentified carcass.
Yeah, they were just roommates. That's the classic historical... they were just summer friends. Encyclopedia. This isn't something unique. Various species of deer have been known to scavenge when plant food is scarce.
Anyway, there is more than enough evidence to justify a thorough search for the dread moose. Let's close the subject before it turns into an argument.
Exactly. You can't win. I know the biggest cryptid, the giant of Coconur.
That's impressive, I guess. But have you seen it with your own eyes?
Knowing there's probably some, what do you call it? Some denomination that believes that. There's a lot of different denominations. That's why my family were originally Presbyterian, but then they found out they're not the brightest, okay? So they just went to the Presbyterian church because it was the one in town, and they had like the nicest church there. So they went to that one, and then later, years and years later, they realized that they don't really agree with anything that the Presbyterians actually believe, because Presbyterians tend to believe in gay marriage and abortion and other more liberal things, I guess, than other other denominations. So they were like, no, fuck that. we're not going there anymore. And at least we stopped going to church, so that was cool. So there was a positive there. Yeah, it's got the longest name. It must be the best. Oh yeah, the demon ones are a little too much. At least these were fairly normal. Let's see. That's impressive, I guess. He does not seem that impressed. But you have seen it with your own eyes. Lie, yes. Truth, no. Have you seen it?
Of course you haven't.
Is between two men domination.
I haven't had a chance to travel to Coco North. No, and I likely never will. The Samaskill desert region has been embroiled in a small civil war for the last 8 years.
That's my kind of church.
I fear this mindless barbarism may have wiped out the elusive creature entirely. Sightings of towering luminosities have grown rare recently, while they once used to be constant.
Oh my god, I'm just getting like memories that I think I repressed. Now I remember. We stopped going to the what do you call it, the Presbyterian church, and then they went to this Baptist church later. I remember all of the singing and dancing. Very, very loud and spiritual. We stopped going there too, I think just out of laziness. It was too much excitement for us. We're very, bookish, I guess. Well, their books aren't exactly, the good kind. Yes, sightings of mirages are constant. A mirage is a constant phenomenon that people have no time to report when a war is going on. The boring, not the loud ones. That's terrible. I know about cryobacator catalensis. I don't know. I forget what that is.
Everyone knows about that one, thanks to Professor Mijanu being the talk of the town for a time.
The spirit's filling me up. I'm gonna praise. Electrochemistry. A bit of jealousy there. He'd want that glory, truth be told, even if he'd have to inject himself with bacteria to get it.
Although, probably because her life ended as a result of her work in Gutler, no one remembers her contributions to the search for the Nong-Ok.
Come to Jesus. You know, Nongok, better not go into the Nongok.
Flightless cursor owl, found in the Seminine Isles. Its long legs permit the Nongok to run faster than any other avian. Perhaps any other animal. Who knows? When it's not hunting its prey in this manner, the Ock hangs from tree branches, like a bat, waiting to dive on hapless prey below on the jungle floor.
Oh yeah. When I was in college, I was walking with my guide dog, and I got stopped by some, like, youth pastor and their group, and they wanted to, like, form a circle around me to pray for me. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Go ahead. just to watch them. Oh my god. Yeah, it was. I was just like, yeah, fuck it, I don't care. Go ahead.
Mijanu liked extreme animals, you see. One of the few figures of the academic establishment I respect. Really a shame she disappeared.
Guess what? Guess what their prayers did? A whole lot of nothing. When did she disappear?
Oh, decades ago. In the 30s. I didn't know her personally, of course.
Oh my god, that would have
still stood before us.
Yeah, should have done that.
She had unusual courage for someone from the other side.
Next time someone tries to pray for me, I'll do that. Can I get a prayer refund, please? Tell me about a cool cryptid, any cryptid.
No offense, officer, but I'm not much of a pedagogue. I don't know what I would have done if Lena hadn't persuaded me to go back to field research. You should ask her if you want interesting stories. Me? I'm not a people person, unless you haven't noticed. And I don't make a good lecturer. My strength lies in field work and persistence.
Composure. This is a gruff man who's been ridiculed too many times to feel comfortable talking about what's dearest in his heart. It's in his shoulders, his face, his everything.
Be friendly, dear. The detective really likes these critters. We've talked about them in great detail.
You nearly joined a cult church. Oh my god. That's terrible. Like some Scientology shit? Actually, I think you've talked to me about that before, a while ago. I forget what it is, though. I have a terrible memory. I think so, something like that, or I'm getting, you know, a deja vu precognition again. I've had that happen before. That's one weird thing about me. I get deja vu a lot. I don't want to, I like how we're talking about, like, you know, God and stuff and all that, but sometimes I've had, what do you call it? Deja vu to the point where I can, like, you know, predict what happens next. I've finished people's sentences before. It's because I know what they're going to talk about. It's really weird. That or we're just in a simulation. I don't know. Or it's, you know, just a weird psychological thing. Or you... Yeah, I think I just have ADHD. That's probably all it is. You had a friend who was in like a pyramid scheme. It was like some weird energy drink. It was like he had like literal crates of it in his garage because no one would buy it, and he lost like I think he lost like $300 before he ended up just giving up. At least he didn't lose a whole lot. Oh yeah, Prime Energy isn't an ML. Yeah, it's like, yeah, with all of his crypto scams and stuff, I'm surprised it isn't some other form of scam. But it just looks to be like a sugary Gatorade thing. I don't know. I haven't had it. It looks not very good, honestly. I'm too old for that. Yeah, they probably... Yeah, I feel like all of the MLMs now are more geared toward, like, single moms on Facebook selling, you know, Avion or whatever, or Mary Kay.
By all means.
Yeah, I drink a lot of Red Bull. I think my body's just used to it. Hold on. I need to see what... Is it called, like... It wasn't Verve. Let's see. This was back in, like, 2011, 2012. Top 7 MLM energy drink. Apparently this is a common thing. Let's see. Life Plus, Nevo, Much, whatever that is, Pure, Soul, Act, Amway. Okay, none of these are that. I think it started with, yeah, it was Verve. Yeah, it was this. This tasted like ass. I had one of them. It's called Verve Energy Drink, I think. Yeah, oh, Amway, that's it. Yeah, that's the OG MLM. Yeah, that's like... Maybe it wasn't Verve. Maybe I think it was something with a V. Churches are MLMs, basically. Kind of.
I mean, officers.
Let's see. Do you know anything? Are you the... I guess he doesn't have anything to say. I think there's some form of dialogue where I can get him to give me a pie. I don't know why, but that's something you can do with him. But I don't think I have the skills for it.
I can't believe this shit.
The Mormon Church is basically just a big cult. Okay, it's not really even an MLM, I don't think. I think I need to go into Kuno's secret lair. And then I need to, oh, there it is. The sound of melting snow dripping off the roof. It's strange. It's crawling, with locusts in here. Perception hearing. Network evangelism, yeah. The best kind. We had a church of Latter-day Saints in our town, and I didn't know anybody that went to it. It seems like I never knew any Mormons, I don't think. They were always very reclusive. All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earthen floor of the shack has been shaped into mounds of mud, dotted with little holes for windows. Conceptualization, like skyscrapers, spires of dirt and sand rising. Accommodations for their insectoid inhabitants?
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a subcase of the imaginary insect case. So at least that's going well.
Yeah, there's always the... Actually, I've never had a, what do you call it? Like a Mormon, like a missionary knock on my door. Although I've had a... Yeah, no, I've never actually... No, I've never had that, I don't think. Debate them. It's like, this is... This is why your religion is wrong and mine is right. Yes, precisely what I was thinking. Stop being so sarcastic, Kim.
Yes. I feel we are nearing a real breakthrough.
You think the Insulindian phasmid is nearby? We should talk to Kuno about this and get him to stop.
If anything, the presence of the locust points to the opposite. The phasmid did not take the bait from the traps. It was Kuno. The phasmid doesn't exist.
It's like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Oh, God. Yeah, I tried to. My parents didn't know what, well, my mom and my other family members, they didn't know what Mormonism was. I was at the library, and I would check out a lot of books. Early, when I was a kid, I was interested in other religions. I think I've kind of been an atheist for quite some time, but since I was, like, pretty small, I didn't really believe any of it, but I was fascinated with religion, though. And I would go to the library and check out a bunch of different books on religions. And one time I checked out the Book of Mormon, and I was like, I'm gonna read this. And I tried to explain Mormonism to my family, and they didn't believe me. They thought it was just like a what do you call it, denomination of, like, Christianity. And when I tried to explain to them that there's, aliens and, another planet and all that, and that, Jesus lived in America, they didn't believe me.
But what do I know?
Kolob. Oh God, that reminds me, they literally had to, they basically had like a patch, like a game patch for Mormonism, because it was too racist. It was, 'cause they said only white people go to collab. And they were like, okay, this is too racist. We need to make it so that other races can go to collab too. They patched Mormonism. Yeah. Hot fixed the religion, yeah.
I'll let you handle the Kuno side of things. You are doing just fine.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Fuck does Kuno care? This is the real god, Kuno. Let's see. I know you took the locust from the traps the cryptozoologist set up.
Yeah. Kuno took the books. So what?
Yeah, the Mormons are still working on setting up the rules for their religion. It's pretty funny. Well, I guess I've had to permit so many words this stream. Is I have to keep it like hovered on the chat to allow the allow the language to speak. So it was the Phasmid. A wave of oh, it wasn't the Phasmid. A wave of disappointment washes over you. I was really hoping it would be the reed Phasmid that ate the locusts, not you, Kuno. Why steal locusts? Couldn't you find some other pets?
Yeah, well, Kuno's all you got, bitch.
You say you don't give a fuck about bugs. Then, you go and build a whole bug town.
It's not Bugtown. It's the city of locusts. Locusts aren't just bug shit. They come out of the sky like a fucking shadow. Shit descends.
Stop!
She wails from behind the fence, then buries her face in her hands. Logic. Locusts coming down like a shadow. This must be the Night City he mentioned when he asked him where he's been. Point to the shack, so that in there is Night City?
Yeah, Locust City. City of Rage. City of Lights.
Conceptualization. There's a tug of war over the name of his fantastical city. It's almost too big for his imagination. The girl forces herself to watch again, the corners of her eyes twitching from discomfort. Pain threshold. The lameness is causing her physical pain. The damage may be permanent. City of Rage sounds like a cool place. What are you, some kind of artist now? Whatever, kids. I just wanted to ask.
Kuno, the pig wants to help you. Oh, that's how lame it is. Please just don't say you're...
An artist? Maybe I am an artist. You hear that, everyone? I'm a fucking artist now.
Artist Kuno. Kunoville. Rhetoric. Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno Kuno. Hold on, did I hear you right? You said I. That's great, Kuno. It's cool to make art. You should listen to your friend, Kuno. Art's lame as hell.
Kuno made Kuno. Kuno says whatever the fuck he wants. There are no rules here, pig.
I Kuno. Like I Robot.
I fucking say I when I wanna, and Kuno when I wanna. Kuno's free. Kuno's free to fucking die, bitch.
Rhetoric. This is what he sometimes does when things get tense. That's great, Kuno. It's cool to make art. You should listen to your friend.
Oh my god, Kuno! He's gonna make you totally lame in, like, 3 seconds. Don't let him, Kuno.
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free.
He tears at the bottoms of his shirt, trying to rip them open. They don't give way.
Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a... Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Oh, don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno. You'll have to take me away.
A leaden silence fills the yard. Perception hearing. In it, you hear snow melting, dripping from the eaves. Someone closes a window. Suggestion. So that's what this is about. Repressive for 20 years. I need Kuno's vibes as well. That depends on the choices you make, young girl. Me and Kuno have discussed this. I promise I won't do that. Say nothing. Without a word, she disappears, entirely behind the fence. For once, the boy's lost for words. He's turned completely red now, with splotches of white beginning to appear across his face. Authority. Use this momentary confusion to take control of the situation. Let's see. Rhetoric, you got him. Now convince him to leave the cryptozoologist traps alone. I need you to stop taking locusts from the traps. The cryptozoologists are trying to find something very important. These locusts are bait. I have to ask, what does the city of locusts mean? What's going to happen to the locusts?
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit is all lame now. C was right.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno. I have to ask, what does the city of locusts mean?
It don't mean anything. It's shit. Kuno just likes to focus. Kuno likes to concentrate on shit. Build shit when he's zipping hard. Fuck.
He turns his burning face up to the falling snow.
Pig, you really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame.
What's going to happen to the locusts? Nod towards the shack. Okay, now that that's settled, I'd better be off.
Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die.
Damn. Better be
The
off.
fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
The Insulindian phasmid. None of your business. He mutters to himself. Rhetoric. He recognizes the name. Wait, you know what the Insulindian phasmid is?
Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out of here. Kuno's tired of this shit.
I just think Kuno doesn't know shit. Composure. As you leave, you notice his usual rooster-like swaying posture has changed, slowed down, like clockwork unwinding. All the bitches love Kuno. Empathy. There's silence between the two children. They're not always saying anything to each other, nor looking in each other's direction. There. We fixed that, so that's set up for later. Return to Moral and tell him about that.
Hello, officer. I think I almost have it. A new trap design, that is. I know you're skeptical, but I have a good feeling about this.
I had a chat with this kid, Kuno. He promised to stop stealing the locusts.
So he was just a child.
He purses his lips, crestfallen.
Thank you for telling us, sweetie. This is good news, right? It means we can try again.
Drama. She acts chipper, but something's changed in her tone. A hidden worry. Volition. Something is secretly gnawing at her confidence. It's not this Kuno kid, or the missing locusts. It's something else.
Yeah, you're right. We just need to restock the empty trap. Then we'll need to inspect the traps one more time. And then maybe we can.
The aging cryptozoologist breaks into a hideous coughing fit. Composure. He has a 38-degree fever. His resilience has given way.
Darling, I told you to take it easy. You're getting sick. Maybe it's time to go home.
You're right, you're right. We can come back next season, when it's warmer.
He breathes carefully, not to start coughing again. Rhetoric. That's just something people tell themselves when they fail. Authority. There won't be a next season. Not for this. Find the Phasmid, or admit defeat, people. Man, I'm really feeling this is costing me time on my main investigation. It's not worth risking your health. You should call it a day, go home. Refuse. I'd offer to help, but I have my own things to do. Refuse. Damn it. Maybe I can still restock the traps for you. Accept. We've come too far to quit. I'm gonna restock the trap. Let's do this. Accept enthusiastically.
We are getting really carried away with this, aren't we? Fine. It's better than having these people get pneumonia on the coast. But after this...
Drama. He wants to see this tale through. As much as you. Otherwise, he'd have stopped this already. But he cannot let it drag out after this.
Really? It's too much, officer.
He starts coughing again.
What Morel means is we're grateful for your help.
She nods to her husband.
Here's a fresh batch of locusts. They should slide right down the funnel. And thank you again. We will definitely mention you, should this lead to a discovery. I'm not talking co-discovery, of course, but...
Electrochemistry. Wow, co-discovery. You'd be famous. You'd show them all. This does tingle the pleasure center. Authority. This would show them all. We need to get you on that list of discoverers. No question about that. There, so. That's set up for later. We need to find the Insulindian Phasmid. But that's going to have to be it for me for tonight. Over 3 hours here. Very good. That's... Alright, well, thank you very much for watching. And have a good night. It's been a lot of fun. Oh, thank you too, Faye. And Vio. Good night.